So on this unit, I decided to add ignition air, turbo air back on this one. I was pretty much limited on how much oil I could add, how much heat I could get out of this small one. So I decided to add ignition air, and I was having a hard time getting it to clear and burn clean. So now it's burning clean. That's just steam, I guess. I don't know. But this is what I got right now. So I've got it's extremely hot. I can't hardly stand next to it. Oh boy, it's hot. I've got a fan blowing off into the garage because the stuff around this thing would get extremely hot, so gotta get rid of the heat. Burn bowls red. Got plenty of heat. So here's what I did. I added a 2-inch PVC sanitary Y, 2-inch PVC Y on top of my 2-inch blow pipe over to a fan that comes off of a hot water heater. Circulating fan, and bolted it on to my leg. So I've still got my water separator from my old tank. I've still got my oil valve for controlling my oil. That's how much oil I'm putting in right now. And I've got my fan off the ground, and I've got a valve on it. Oh yeah, a valve. I would put a valve on these all the time just so you can regulate. So I've got some of the air throttled back, and then you can kind of play with what's happening. And then here's your ignition, so you can see. I don't know if you can see the oil dripping in. Yeah, you can see it running there. See it running. And then, so without the air, I wouldn't have that kind of burn. So, oh, now my tank's getting red hot. Okay. Yeah. That's really getting hot. Okay, so yeah, you know, you can add to these and play with them and kind of do your thing. I actually like this now. I take that 2-inch cap off. First I dump some kerosene down in, or diesel fuel that I'm trying to get rid of, some bad diesel fuel, down into the burn bowl. And then I take that 2-inch cap off, and then I've got some paper straws that I light and just throw in that 2-inch cap, and it lights the kerosene, or the diesel fuel, I'm sorry. And then I throw some oil to it, and it's real simple. And then you throw the air to it. So this one's actually really easy to light. And these will probably be the designs I'm going to go with from now on. I've got a few more small tanks out there in my scrap, and I'm probably going to build another one. I've got one that I built earlier that I'm taking to the shop, setting up this week on Saturday. It's a big tank though, but it's the same principle. I've got to get some more of those fans from the plumber. I get them off of scrap water heaters that he pulls out. So I buy the water heater and the fan at the same time for like $45. So then I have, I don't know, I have probably $140 in these by the time I get done with everything. And I've sold 2 for $500. They're actually going to be $700 now, but I've sold 2 for $500. I'm not into making these things, but I got a buddy of mine that wanted a couple, so. But it takes me about, I don't know, about a day to make these. So, I guess that's not bad, huh? Anyways, yeah, there's the tank. I'm glad it's starting to turn red, so you guys can see that. I'm probably gonna have to throttle this thing down. Which you can do. I mean, it'll heat this garage up pretty quick. It's 2,000 square foot, so, and it's insulated, so it'll it'll heat it up pretty quick, and usually it gets so hot I have to open up the doors to regulate. But yeah, I guess if we wanted to get fancy, we could throw like a control on the, maybe like the fan to turn off and on to regulate the heat would probably be the easiest way. And it's just a solenoid turning off power to a thermostat, so that's actually pretty easy. That way you could just put a thermostat in here and put a 110 volt thermostat with a 110 volt solenoid on your electrical and shut it off. Let's I was gonna say, so there's my exhaust seal. Yeah. Anyways, just wanted to give you an update. This is probably the way I'm going to leave this now. I like it a lot better with ignition air. And the cool thing about it is, like, you can add on this 2-inch pipe right here, you can add that on top and still see your burn flame. Now, I put my tank just a little bit too close because I wasn't planning on kind of doing this, but yeah, so your tank would be a little bit farther out, so you can see your hole pretty good, but it's not really a problem. Next one, I'll make it a little bit different, so it's not as close. Anyways, take care.